Primary ignition.
I'm Aiden Barton. I play Baby Luke and Leia, and you're watching the virtual Cantina Network.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to night number 3 now of Virtual Cantina Star Wars Celebration Nightly News. I'm Ashley. I'm joined by Mark Von Olen, PowerPoint extraordinaire, and Kat is here with us tonight. How's it going, Kat?
All right. Pretty good.
That's good.
Did you guys
You're not-
survive celebration from home? The home celebration was almost as chaotic as the real one, it
Oh
seemed.
my god, I know.
In what way?
I felt like the
What?
news just kept coming.
Yeah.
And trying to keep up with the time difference was
Oh,
insane.
I thought the time difference was perfect because it started, at least over here, it started at 6 and ended at 2:30 each day. But they didn't stream nearly as many panels as they did in previous years, so I didn't get any of the news
Yeah.
coming
Yeah.
out. So, and they wasted a lot of time on the third day just on that, live stage. And it's
There
like
was a lot of live
they have
stage.
the big sign in the back that says Hot Toys. I'm like, go over to the Hot Toys booth, please. Show us Star Wars Hot Toys.
Show us what's gone because
Mhm.
oh man, the flippers are in full force for that Sith apprentice Darth Vader Anakin with the wool hair. I'm telling
I
you.
will say Hot Toys had a good show. Hey
Sure.
JB, CouchCon
Hey.
was chaotic and so much fun. Thank you
Yes.
JB and to Sarah. The Barneses were on fire this week. They really
Yes, they
delivered.
were.
Thank
Oh
you to
my
all our
gosh.
special co-hosts, including Kat, including Ashley.
Hey.
Bryce popped in. We had JT from the Nerf Herders. It's been a lot of fun seeing all the different hosts from across the network.
Sure.
Sherry's gonna be jet lagged. So Sherry, as we've mentioned on a few of the shows this week, is the newest addition to the Mod Squad, and you have been crushing it with all things moderating on the channel, especially on the
Yes,
Facebook
girl.
page. Especially as the news has been coming in, and then we announced our new location for 2027. So it's been just a lot of comments. Like, it's the
We
cat
got
at the keyboard like
Jeff.
this, you know.
Oh yeah. Jeff from the future is joining us in the chat. Hello, Jeff.
Hello, hello.
Sherry and mods were awesome. Oh, for sure. You guys, honestly, you mods are holding it together. Like, I'm sure it's been chaotic with like autograph cancellations and everything, and people dealing with sellouts and typical con chaos as we know it. But yeah, oof.
Just till the general meh, of it
Yeah.
all. Like, people have a lot to complain about, and I get it. Conventions are hard. I go to
Yeah.
a lot of them, and I don't always have an A+ experience. And there are definitely ways to contact ReadPop if you had an issue. They have a customer service email address.
They
If
send out
you
surveys at the end of the con. Yeah.
Yeah, and I will tell you, as I planned Star Wars Celebration 2019, I had all of the survey data from 2017, so we knew where all the pain points were, and we addressed like a whole stack of them. And I'm sure ReadPop gets them every year as well. And certain things you can do, certain things you can't do, certain
Right.
things are dependent on the location. I think going to Los Angeles next year is gonna, or not next year, sorry, in 2027. To be clear, for anyone who missed the big spoiler, Los Angeles 2027. I think Los Angeles will be logistically easier than London and Japan and pretty much any of the most recent celebrations we had. It won't be Anaheim with COVID, right? It's going to be LA, like a normal con
Yeah.
pre 2019.
For sure. I'm excited about it. I really think it's gonna go well. And they're gonna be opening the George Lucas Museum at that point. So that'll be really cool.
hmm Yeah, I think it's a good choice. And Kat, relatively close to you. I know you're not in California, but you're closer.
Yeah.
Where do you think I am?
You're in Port. No, you're not in Portland.
I'm in California.
You
Yeah.
are in
She's in
California.
California.
What do I always think you're not in California?
California.
Yeah,
I'm
you're in
I'm
Northern
about
California, right?
yeah, I'm about 400 miles away.
Okay. California's so big, it may as well be a different. You're still gonna have to fly over, right? Or you could take the train down, right?
The train would take longer, but I could drive or fly or whatever. Yeah.
hmm I'm definitely. I look. I know it's a little early to start planning 2027, but we as a subgroup have been talking about Anaheim 27 for months now. I think we've all been speculating that it was going to be Anaheim, which close enough. Anaheim, Los Angeles, potato, potato. Um, but we've been talking about making potentially a 10-day situation out of it, where you tack on Disney before or after, the Lucas Museum, etc. I feel like people are going to turn this into a giant extravaganza,
Yeah.
kind of like Anaheim in 2015. I remember a lot of people staying for quite a while and doing like a big Disney trip out of it.
Yeah. I was there for a week.
Yeah.
So that worked out really well. I kind of just did Disney everywhere and it like a big chunk at the beginning, and then I went to Star Wars night, and then I went at the end because I just couldn't stay out of Disney. So
hmm
that's my problem. Uh,
Yeah.
yes, Sherry, same thing. It was easier for me, Disneyland, the Anaheim thing was a little easier for me because I was within walking distance to both the convention center and the park.
hmm
And you can't beat that. But I've never been to LA, so I don't know the logistics of that. But I know enough people, obviously enough people here in the chat tonight that
hmm
know what the hell they're doing, so I can pick anybody's brain.
And we have plenty of time. Let's not get
Yeah.
ahead of ourselves because one, we have to recap the final day of celebration, and we have to
Yes.
talk about what's coming up on the network more immediately, as well as within Star Wars in terms of content and everything else. And then we have our own events to talk about, which I think we're going to use
Yes.
tomorrow to do, because actually tomorrow is our final night of Celebration Nightly News, where we're going to do a full recap of the entire event, and we're going to talk about what's coming up on the network over the next like several weeks and months. I did feel the FOMO a little bit.
For sure.
I did feel like I was there though in a lot of ways. Like I felt like all the boys on the main like exec team kept us posted with pictures. They were constantly updating to Facebook. Everyone was really good about sharing information. Skip called in on our first
Yeah.
night. That was crazy.
So
Um,
crazy.
I was continually getting text messages despite the fact that everyone was in Japan. So everyone had good data plans and were keeping us up to date. So I didn't feel like I felt the FOMO and that I wish I was there, but I don't feel like I missed out on anything necessarily. You know?
Right. I think we had a good enough squad out there, boots on the ground, to keep
hmm
us informed. To everybody in the group, you did a phenomenal job at posting your experiences, your pictures, your photo ops, like things that happen on the live stage. Like honestly, we felt like we were there because of you guys. So phenomenal job. Give
hmm
yourselves a ton of credit. The meat and potatoes of the show every night. So
Yeah, exactly. That
yep,
Dropbox super helpful. Is the Dropbox, the Facebook
totally.
page, and then the Star Wars official Twitter account, which I hate using Twitter, but like I needed to use it like this week, so I gave myself a little bit of a pass. But otherwise, I'm not
Ew.
really. I know. Ugh. Um,
Ew.
but
Those you push buttons.
normally the final day of a show is like really light on news, and the big stuff happens at the front. This was a very front-loaded convention. Um, I think like as per usual, but felt even more so because the news out of Friday was like unreal, right? It was like, hey, we've got a new movie. Ryan
Yeah.
Gosling's in it. Sean Levy's directing it, and it's not in development; it's in pre-production. Like that was huge. So then I
Yeah.
think anything they were going to give us after the fact was going to be seen as like nowhere near as big or important. But I thought there was a lot of cool stuff that happened on Sunday outside of like the theatrical space. We got some TV news, we got a lot of video game news, some theme park information. It was sort of all the wraparound, like other streams of content. And if you like Visions, oh man, like the Visions people like eating well. Like
Oh my
there was some
gosh.
good Vision stuff.
Yeah, like things I wasn't expecting at all, but
hmm
well, we can get into that but
Yeah.
in a second. But we broke a few records in the group during this time. within like the last 24 hours, I would say.
It's been crazy.
80,000 members. And just when you thought we were done, this happened.
Boom! Here comes Chopper.
81,000. He starts
Kind of.
blasting.
He really does. Kat, do you remember how many people were in the group when you and Dave and Geo started doing the Unifying Force? Because that's a few years ago. Like,
That was May 2021. No, I don't know.
it must have been like closer to 30, 40,000.
Yeah, I want to say
right?
like probably 25 to 30,000. Like
Yeah.
there really wasn't very many people in the group at all at that point.
Yeah. Which 20,000 is big. Like
Yeah.
30,000 is big. 1,000 is big, right? For anyone to care about something. We're really in a place where I kind of couldn't believe it because I was like, oh, is there a max out number? Because we had huge growth when we were in London. I think we were
For
picking
sure.
up 1,000, 2,000 people a day.
And then it was because
when
they
we were
all
there.
met Skip.
Yeah. Skip had that QR code ready to go.
You're like,
Yeah. And then
that's
this
crazy.
this event, it was a little bit like I think slow to get started in terms of like new people
Mhm.
coming in. But yeah, all of a sudden now 81,000 people. And Sherry is right. I think that we're gonna hit 82 before the night is over. The 82 graphic is at the end of this PowerPoint on the off chance that we cross it while we're on air, just in case. Not
Just
to
in
jinx
case.
it. But yeah, it's very exciting. And Sherry's been helping approve new members, getting posts up on the page and all that stuff. So yeah, it's exciting.
So Jeff says Vision's cosplay was very well represented, and I saw a lot of like really cool Ronin cosplay,
Mhm.
just incredible stuff.
Yeah, we got to get into all the vision stuff. Before
Yes.
we do that, though, and this one's really for you, Ashley.
Yes, my
this
boy.
is this is our love language, right?
Yep.
Proper being chaotic. Even the Star Wars official Instagram page referred to him as their favorite war criminal, and then
Thank
this
you,
clip,
Kristen Daver. I love her. She said that to Dave Filoni. He's a war criminal.
he is, and everyone loves him. Him holding a gun that's basically the size that he is in
It's like
the
a
live
whole
action
extra
trailer.
leg for him.
They should swipe some white chalk under the little eyeball.
Yeah.
Just one. Oh my
It's so
gosh.
good.
To finish the
Yeah.
Tony Montana look, it'd be great.
That'd be awesome.
Hello.
I'm
Say hello
so
to my
excited
little
to see
friend.
this.
I want to see how he's because he can't be like holding it on his side. It's like one little arm is picking it up off the ground.
Yeah. I want to
He's, like,
know the
got it propped
context of
up
this.
like
Who's
this.
he pointing it at? My bet is Senator Giono. So Nelson Lee's in danger, girl.
Oh my God. Can you imagine? Put a teardrop near his eye, Chantel
Yeah.
says. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so we had to break out my old meme from Celebration Europe. So anyway, I started blasting.
That lives on my phone, that meme. It's just always there.
Yeah, that's how we do it in my neighborhood.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I love Dave's presentation with Chopper. I've shared it to my Instagram story because he's like, he's a cat. Chopper hasn't done anything nice for anybody, which we know is crap because he was there for Hera when Kanan got killed.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
he
we know
loves
that's
one
crap.
person, which is kind of like how my cats are. Like Ripley
Exactly.
loves Jason, and I'm just also here.
But Hicks is your boy.
Yeah, Hicks is my baby.
So yeah, he's like, Chopper is a cat. Like Chopper, if they don't need you for something, cats don't need you. So it's pretty awesome. So I cannot wait to see more Chopper, more Ezra, more Hera, more everything in season 2.
And we're going to talk more about that tomorrow night when we do our full recap on the whole show, because I have some thoughts. Bryce actually had some thoughts last night that I was fully agreeing with, like, because I got back with enough time to be live, and I was just typing away, and I was like, yes, Bryce, thank you.
Run this thing.
So Visions, though, I will say this is not a blind spot for me. I've seen the show. I have not rewatched Visions the way that we have rewatched Rebels or Clone Wars or any of the movies. I watched every episode once. The one that really stuck with me was The Ninth Jedi, which I'm glad they're going to be doing something with. But like I haven't, like nothing from Visions was like, oh my God, I must go back to it. So excited about it. But here at the show, like it got huge attention. People are really excited about season 3. They're bringing back all of these anime studios. It's going full anime again. And they gave us some information about what's coming. So I thought that this was great that they actually confirmed like some of the stories that they're actually going to be sharing. There's a continuation of one of the season 1 episodes.
Oh,
What was it
so good.
called? The Duel.
Well,
Yeah.
you knew that Visions was going to get a big hit in Japan because
Yeah.
anime is really big over there, which is probably why they saved this for the last day.
Yeah,
That's
it
when you
definitely
had
makes
the
sense.
most had the most of the Japanese interviews that day,
Mhm.
and it's like, oh,
This
cool,
whole
this Kenji
I thought was in
Kanyama.
Japanese, right?
Most of that
Yeah.
day, third day was in Japanese, yeah. And the panel, yeah, the whole panel, and then when they came out on the live stage, that was all in Japanese too. That was great.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Wow.
I'm looking at the details over here. Visions Volume 3 hits streaming on October 29th, and I think it's the whole season all at once, so it's not going to be episodic. They've been
Right.
dropping these in batches, sort of like the other special presentations from Marvel, and I think they did that for Visions seasons 1 and season 2.
Yeah.
The Duel Payback is a sequel to the first one, and then the even bigger news is that there's a spin-off to Vision. So not only do we have
Yeah.
Vision season 3 coming this year, so we've got Andor. So I guess chronologically, we have Andor starting this week, Tales of the Underworld. Andor goes over the course of 4 weeks. And then we've got Visions coming out in October. That's the Star Wars content for the year. And then the Ninth Jedi as a spin-off series is coming in 2026, is what they said.
Well, didn't they
that's so
also have
exciting.
other things in September? Was it
What
like
else is in September?
Rebuild the Galaxy and stuff like that?
Yes, Rebuild the
Yes.
Galaxy is September 19th.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
yeah, I
nice.
guess that'll be out before the Vision show then. I'm excited. We're definitely going to talk about Rebuild the Galaxy because that looks really, really, really fun. Okay, Ninth Jedi. This was the only
Ooh.
episode, and I've mentioned it on prior shows, the only one from season 1 of Visions that like I was like, oh man, like that's the one that really got me. Like this was my favorite. And I think that fan reaction was like consistent across the board. Because they're doing a whole show about this. And I don't want to give away the ending, but like that shot, like from that first episode, that first season, just like unreal.
Totally. Oh my God. I got chills just looking at that. Like, oh man, that's going to be crazy. But I'm ready. I can't wait to see where they're going to take it from here because that was a very tense episode. A lot of amazing voice talent was in that one as well. So I'm
Yeah.
really excited. Let's see. But the animation studios that they have working with it are just like legendary for like the anime series that are out now on Crunchyroll and everything. So that will be top notch stuff.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it. It's like a sandbox that you can play in with minimal restrictions. You don't have to tie into canon. You don't have to worry about the continuity. You can kind of like just have fun and just like enjoy yourself with the characters. They're all original characters. Although I
Yeah.
guess in this situation we are continuing some of the stories, but they were originally created for the Visions brand. So you don't see Yoda or Luke or Anakin or anything like that, but it definitely feels like Star Wars, you know? Like
Yeah.
you can see that it's inspired by.
But and speaking of inspired by and not really canon, we have Fortnite Galactic Battle Royale joining forces with Star Wars. So they'll have a few events that take place over the course of the next couple months, starting on May 2nd. It says Imperial Takeover. That's what kicks off on May 2nd. The following week is the Pull of the Force. The week after that, on May 22nd is Mandalorian Rising. May 29th is Star Destroyer Bombardment. So that's
What
going
a
to be
word.
crazy.
Bombardment.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So they're going to be dropping pinatas down for you guys, like llama pinatas. Let's find out. And then the last one is June 7th, Death Star Sabotage.
Mhm.
So try crashing into the Death Star with your friends and see where it goes. But yeah, it's going to be exciting if you play Fortnite. Make sure you check that out.
Fortnite is so interesting to me because I feel like gamers of every age and ethnicity and gender
Yeah.
and location around the world are like somehow in this game series. I don't play Fortnite. Actually, I'm not a big gamer in general, so
Right.
it's kind of not my gig. but like it seems like they announce stuff, it seems like the universe is just so expansive that almost anything fits. Like just last week they announced a Sabrina Carpenter thing. Like there's a whole Sabrina Carpenter skin,
I
and she like
know.
sings and plays instruments but also can kill you by shooting you and has costume changes and all this stuff, and I was like, oh, this is weird. Like this is so strange. And I know I'm like not in it, so I'm not an expert. But like Star Wars feels like a fit, it's a sort of
Yeah.
shooter game, fighting game kind of thing.
Well,
Kat, do
Alan
you
just
play
told
by
me
any
like
chance?
before that they had Godzilla. So it was
Oh,
Godzilla, Sabrina Carpenter, and now Star Wars. So they
cool.
anything cool, they throw it in.
I've never played Fortnite.
Yeah, it
I'm a
seems like
gamer, but I've not played that.
yeah, a lot of people my age and in the say 10 years under me have been like, or and certainly older than me, have said that it's not for them, but their kids play.
Hmm.
Like a lot of the tweens and now I guess teens and I guess early 20 somethings. Fortnite is a big thing. I feel like such the old man being like, I used to play my Super Nintendo and
Back
my
in my
Nintendo.
day.
Yeah, playing Tetris. I was actually playing Dr. Mario recently. It's one of my like I just enjoy the
Yes.
relaxation of Dr. Mario on my
Yeah.
Switch. Um, oh, can we talk about the Switch commercial real quick?
Yes, you can. Oh
Well,
my God.
you brought it up earlier. Um,
I won't argue. Yeah, so to commemorate the Switch 2 and the timelessness, they recreated the first commercial. I think it was probably his first gig. Paul Rudd appeared in was a Super Nintendo commercial in 1991. They brought him back dressed exactly the same as the 1991 commercial to promote the Switch 2, and it's
similar hair too.
And
oh yeah,
he probably looked the same, right?
it's totally the same. Like he aged a minute in these like 30 plus years. Yeah, that's really really funny and it's hysterical to watch. So if you can find that, absolutely watch it. It's great. Everybody's been putting it on my wall, so it's a good time.
Yeah, I'm excited about the Switch too. I hope we can get it without tariffs, and I hope I can make it through a single meeting this week at work without saying the word tariff. Um, so that's
Good
going to
luck.
be a problem. But here are some of the clips from the Fortnite trailer. It is available on
Ooh.
YouTube. I would actually recommend, look, I don't send people to Twitter anymore, but
Yeah.
I would say go to the Instagram of the official Star Wars account, and they basically just play reels on their Instagram. There are hardly any static photos anymore, but there is a reel for um, all the different shows that are coming up, all their announcements. There's a lot of celebration coverage, and they do have a link out to the full trailer for Fortnite with the Star Wars, not takeover, but I guess the Star Wars inclusion. So that's exciting. Oh, and Jason is saying, or JB, Outlaws is going to be
Ooh,
released on the Switch too.
that'll
Also,
be cool.
we talked extensively about Outlaws, I think, on night 2.
Hmm.
So was that Friday? I guess night 1 coverage. Night 2 of our nightly news, which was day 1 coverage. We talked
Yeah.
about Outlaws. I know Bryce loves the game. I know that you like to game, JB. I'm just not in that space tremendously. Kat, did you play Outlaws?
I have. It's pretty good. Nice open world exploring Star Wars game,
Oh,
bounty hunter, and
cool.
that kind of stuff. So it's fun.
I've heard good things, and now there's a new DLC with Hondo. And you know how Ashley and I feel about Hondo. We joke all the time, just put him in everything. Um, so
So
I'm ready
that's
for
what
that.
Jim was doing. Oh my
Exactly.
gosh. Yeah.
He's always working. But this is cool, this Fortnite thing. I think like as we think about on ramps, like I feel like this Fortnite thing can be a good on ramp for like kids who are maybe not as into Star Wars.
Hmm.
This could be a way in.
And granted, it'd probably be a little more goofy than Star Wars actually is, but it'll be
Mhm.
fun.
Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised with all the video game news that it drops, since this is essentially a Lucasfilm convention, that they didn't have a panel for, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, because it just dropped on PS5.
Oh, it
Yeah.
did?
Yeah, because it
Oh.
was a 5-month exclusive window with Xbox before they gave it to PlayStation.
Yeah,
so,
and it was
That's weird.
just available to play like recently because I don't know. We've been locked out for a while with the Game Pass, so I'm glad that's available back up again. So,
yeah.
wow, that's
I
so
didn't see
cool.
any like proper Lucasfilm news outside of Star Wars. It
Yeah.
seems like there was nothing indie, there was nothing Willow for sure, and I
They
don't know if they have
probably
any other properties at this
yeah,
point.
They probably didn't, because it's not as big in Japan as it is here. They probably didn't want to like
Mhm.
talk about any indie stuff there. But yeah,
I guess the question is though, like, is there another property that Lucasfilm is on the active grid? I guess we'll say, right?
Hmm.
Or is it just Star Wars?
Well, I think the mandate is all in on Star Wars from Disney right now.
Sure.
Except
gotta
for they do want another indie game, which Disney did tell them because the sales were just through the roof.
Right.
that's good to
It was
hear.
so well done. It's a lot of fun to like. Alan
Can
sits
you
here and, like,
imagine how long Troy Baker's lines would be if they invited him to Celebration? It'd be great.
oh my god, yeah, that'd be so cool.
Um,
I mean, he does a killer Harrison impersonation. I'm telling you. So
Yeah, they should have him to do a Han Solo game and have Troy do it. We're there for it.
right?
there you go.
Yeah.
He'll just be Harrison Ford stand-in.
Yeah.
Why not? Why
Um,
not?
one note I wanted to make about the Fortnite thing is that it is, like you said, Ashley, a little bit goofy. And there
Disappointing.
is a Darth Jar Jar who was originally introduced in the Rebuild the Galaxy with all the other interesting dark side users like Darth Rose and Darth Nubs. But he
Darth
seems to
Nubs.
be
Okay.
playable and interesting, and and Ahmed Best was having the time of his life. Like, he loved being at this convention.
Seriously.
He was
There
really
was a
excited about
lot
this.
of Darth Jar Jar talk at the convention. Every
Yeah.
time he came up to be interviewed, it was Darth Jar Jar all the time.
Yep. Because I think that he's in Rebuild the Galaxy as that character still, and in Fortnite. And then he mentioned Caloran Beck is popping into something. So
Yes.
he's Ahmed Best is blessed and booked. Like, he is, he's doing
Good.
great.
Good. That's what we want to hear.
Yeah.
It looked like he had a great time, and it was him introducing Ashley on the live stage as being a part of Rebuild the Galaxy
Yeah.
this season. That was awesome. Like, and how cool is that Ahsoka Brickheads? Like, instead of being like the little minifig, she's a whole brickhead. Like, that's
Yeah.
amazing. I love that, and I have that brickhead figure, so that's really awesome.
I'm curious as to how they're bringing in Jackson.
Yeah,
Well,
I gotta look that up.
He can just be there. It'll be no one, no question it. It'll be like if you
Yeah.
know, you know.
Yeah, he just shows up.
It's fine. It's totally fine.
Rebuild the Galaxy. I think Bobby Moynihan was the lead, right? Like, he was the lead character in the last season. But I had a news article earlier about like the details and what was going on with this. But they're doing it's like a mini series, and it hits in September, like you were saying earlier, Kat. So there'll be new episodes, which is exciting. So the calendar's starting to fill. It might not be with like movies or anything gigantic, but Rebuild the Galaxy is definitely fun. And I still stand by the fact that their summer vacation is like one of the funniest things, and the
For
Tales from
real.
Jabba's Palace, like that one is still my favorite. It's Tales from Jabba's Palace. Like,
It's
Yeah, they
so
should
out of
just-
control.
Yeah, they should just do one of those every year. Like pick
Yeah.
a different holiday each year to do it. It'd be fun.
They've done Christmas, they've done Halloween, we did summer vacation. Yeah, I need that to keep going, because the Grabala the Hutt of it all is still my favorite.
Oh,
Oh,
Sherry.
Sherry. Yeah.
In season 2, episode 2 of Light and Magic, he talks about Ahmed Best talks about how the Jar Jar hate affected him. It was sad. Oh, hey, hi Spencer. Thank you. Hi
Happy
Lonnie.
birthday. I'm gonna put it up on the screen since it's
Oh,
your birthday in Japan. We're hours away
birthday.
over
Happy
here.
birthday in Japan.
but everybody's in Japan, so I'll take it. Thank you guys. Oh, we're in an Uber to Haneda. All right.
Haneda being
It's a city in Japan.
Rose City. Okay, I was like, is he on his way to the airport? I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I
Just
thought Jeff was
stuff.
flying back. He's just hanging out, and I'm like, okay. I couldn't keep track of who's where and what, and who's,
I think Dave might have been coming back a little
Yeah.
early.
or Skip. I think Skip was headed back.
Yeah. Wow. Oh, yep. Airport.
Airport. Yep.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, it is the airport. Okay.
They're
And then
getting out of
here's-
Dodge.
Here's the close up of Jackson and Ahsoka, and that big Wookiee. I love it. I'm excited about all the Lego stuff.
I love that
And-
they use the Wookiees from like if you were collecting Legos around like the time Force Awakens came out, they had those Lego build your own figures, and they weren't very big. They were just like this, but they had like K2, Rey, Finn, Kylo, Baze, like it would cheer it. It was amazing. So yeah, that looks like the Chewbacca that they had from that. So I am really excited for that show. But sorry, go ahead, Mark.
Yeah. Well, no, I was gonna say, Ashley Eckstein, obviously being a part of Rebuild the Galaxy, huge. She had a fantastic convention as well.
Mhm.
She was kind of everywhere. Her universe wasn't at the show as a vendor, which that was true in London as well. It's possible they might not have international licenses for specific geographies, but she was doing quite a bit of press. I saw numerous dual photos with her and Rosario like posted to the group.
So
And then
cool.
she's voicing Ahsoka again in Rebuild the Galaxy, and it seems like she's partnering on this Monopoly Go thing, which Bryce was also very excited about. I forgot that he
Yes,
does like all
me
the. He's like,
too.
if it's Star Wars, I do it, and I was like, okay, I've never played Monopoly Go, so Ashley, you're gonna have to explain it.
Okay, Monopoly Go is a mobile game on your phone. You don't have to pay for anything that you don't want to pay, like actual physical money, but it's just like Monopoly. They do special events like this. They do partner events. They do like special challenges that you do every day to like get extra money or extra rolls. It's just a lot of fun. You can play with your friends. You can play with like strangers on the internet. I've been playing for almost 2 years, and it's like it's like the only game on my phone right now. It's like, oh crap, I forgot to do my dailies, and as long as it's done by the end of the day, you're good. But it's just like playing actual Monopoly, but you get to tear down your opponent's hotels with a giant wrecking ball. It's called a shutdown. You get to do bank heists and
Oh,
steal
that's
money from
fun.
your friends. It's a lot of fun. So I do that every day. And when they announced the Star Wars, I lost my shit because like they had a Marvel event last summer and they have tokens that are exclusive to this. So you'll probably have like a Luke token or like a BB-8 one or whatever. I would imagine an Ahsoka one if Ashley's involved. Um, and it's
Yeah.
going to be so much fun, and I cannot wait. May 1st, that is available, and I'm probably not gonna leave my phone for the entire time it's going. But you get special shields to block your shutdowns and stuff like that, and you earn special tokens, and
Yeah,
a lot of fun.
I didn't realize that they had turned Monopoly into like a battle game kind of
Oh
thing,
yeah,
you know.
you would love
Um,
it, Mark.
oh, there's Bryce.
Bryce is here.
By the
Yeah.
way,
Oh,
Bryce,
you
you
know
were
Bryce.
so excellent running the show. All of you guys were terrific across the board. I've been so happy, like being on air with all of our different hosts. Like it's so fun getting everyone together and getting to chat. And everyone comes from like sort of a different specialization within Star Wars. Um, and it was cool as because I got home late yesterday because I was at my sister's for like an early Easter. And so by the time I got home and got settled. I jumped into last night's show. I think you guys were only on air for like 10 minutes or so by the time I finally got into the chat. But it was just fun watching you guys go through everything and cover the day's events. It's you know this is why we joined this network and why we started our show. So all of us can like hang out and be geeky about it.
Oh yeah, that's so
Oh,
awesome.
I'm looking at Lonnie's comment about Mother Talzin. Um, Yeah, I need a Mother Talzin in my life.
It's
All
so
things
good.
Night Sisters, and we'll be getting more Saj Ventress at least in the Tales of the Underworld. That'll be really fun. But yeah, as I was saying about Ashley Eckstein, and Bryce, you're here now to like back me up that this is true. You were saying you think that she might be the Mortis daughter, or Ahsoka will be the Mortis daughter, and Darth Maul will be the Mortis son, and Anakin will be the Mortis father as we head to Mortis in Ahsoka season 2. So it is the thing that I've been screaming about. I think that we're going to see Ashley Eckstein in live action. Um, at least in that role. It'll be a small role. She's not really an on-screen actress. She's more of a voice actress, and she's
Yeah,
now like an executive, like a creative director. Like she runs the business of merch. And
but
she's been doing that for a very long time. But like I think that they're gonna pull her into Ahsoka because she did create this character with Dave, and I think her being like the daughter is an interesting like
yeah.
having her and Rosario meet could be really. I know that sounds really cheesy,
No, no, no.
and I'm
You're
owning
absolutely
that, but
right.
I feel like it's gonna happen.
I feel like it is too, and I'll tell you why. She can pull up. We've seen her do high fashion in the
Hmm.
her universe fashion show. We've seen her model her merchandise. We've seen her model the high end fashion that is in the fashion show. Um, she can pull off ethereal, and
Yeah.
she did live live action acting before she became a voice actress. So I
Yeah.
believe she can do it. There's like a certain elegance that she has to this, and she can totally bring it.
Yeah. She's totally comfortable on camera. I'm not saying she can't. I think people are just unexpected. It'll be unexpected, right? I mean, yeah, the rumors are definitely floating around, Bryce, and it's not just me posting to subreddits. Uh, but yeah, I will. Yeah, I'm glad that you didn't burn everything down, because believe me, then on night 2, when the studio wouldn't work, and I was like, well, we're just using the
Ah,
Sky Talkers intro. We got to get live with something. I was like
exactly.
not having it with StreamYard. And AJ, you're correct. It has been quite the weekend.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
I'm just, all this news is just, it's almost too much, but in the best way. And then, not to be outdone, the theme parks had to give us some new information. So Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run is adding some functionality. Like, you can actually choose before you board the Falcon where you want to go. There are 3 different destinations, and one of them was Tatooine, of course.
No one
But like,
wants to go to Tatooine.
apparently everyone does. It's so frustrating. Um, yeah, but that's exciting that, like, you're going to be able, that they're adding some functionality to this, because it is a green
Yeah.
screen ride. Like, it's kind of like with Star Tours where they can add stuff. They're going to be
Yeah.
adding new information uh to this ride at Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah, and making it a little more making the other members, not just the pilots involved, or pilots and gunners involved with something. They have the engineers being able to babysit Grogu. Like,
Oh yeah,
excuse me, sign me up. If I have to push a button on a wall
yeah.
and not be proactive in anything other than hitting that green button, I'm gonna babysit the sweet baby. So yeah, Lonnie gets it. We hate sand. We're not going to Tatooine. But yeah, sign me up. I will gladly be an engineer if that's what it will take.
Yep. So
And
here's what the news article says.
yeah, it's
Starting next year, The Mandalorian will be included in the ride. So starting on May 22nd, 2026, the same day as the release of the feature film The Mandalorian and Grogu, Disneyland's Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run ride will feature a storyline based on the beloved characters. The announcement was made that was at D23. Where's the
yeah.
Wait, where's the celebration news? See, this is what, there's too much crap on the internet. And I had this open before. Um, yeah, Smuggler's Run. They must have just like reinforced that. But
That's
yeah,
really cool.
that was the big news about the engineer, was the
Yeah.
Grogu thing. But look at
So if
that,
you
like,
yeah,
new
if you
concept
have
art.
motion sickness, engineers like the spot to sit. So at least it gives
Yeah.
you something to like occupy you further and not pay attention to the motions on the screen or the way the ship feels. But yeah, we see Mando and Grogu flying above us with like TIE fighters. So that's exciting.
I'm trying to find the 3 different locations that they're supposed to go to. I think it was Navarro, Tatooine, and then I don't remember what the other one was. And of course, I can't find it now.
Yes, I
Ugh.
remember that.
Rotten
Yeah.
kids.
Oh no.
I-
Terrible.
That was such
Yeah.
a fun trip. Lonnie, and by the way, Lonnie was in New York, and I got to see her. This is months and months and months ago. You're
Yay.
always invited back. We'd love to have you. That trip was so much fun, so much fun. The VCN family vacation, and knowing that there will be a celebration in 2027, you have to assume we'll do something in 26. So I'm hoping that we'll have something to announce soon. But there are lots of other events coming up, and we're going to continue to cause havoc and maybe take over some rides over here, babysit Grogu, and do whatever else.
Yes.
Um, Also with
Gladly.
Star Tours, there's new content coming as well. They've already added in the Purgles, and I'm glad there are Purgles on a pole. That's really for AJ and JT.
Ha.
JT in particular, the Purgles. Coruscant, thank you, Bryce. I
Yeah.
couldn't remember. Who
Oh,
loves
that's pretty
sand
cool.
though? Ugh, no more
Nobody.
Tatooine. Stop sending me to Tatooine.
No
Um,
Jakku. No sand.
yeah.
No.
I also
Look at
got some
these
great
guys.
pictures from the final day. Everyone's a little bit just, living their best moments, but also I think exhausted. But look at Jeff's cosplay. Um,
Oh my gosh.
I
Love
can't.
it.
It's just
Love
so
it.
good.
And it looks like everybody's there for Jeff. It's
Yeah,
so good.
he's holding a full-on concert. Mike is still wearing that hat, which is unreal.
Oh, that's so cool.
And
He's
then
Captain
this is a
Ted.
great group. So I think this is actually from that I think that is from that actually might be from Saturday. Jeff, I can't remember which day you had your various cosplays, but you were a Mando um, on one of the days. And
Yeah.
then I will say the cosplay this year was insane across the board.
Oh, for sure. That terrifying like Grogu girl with the frog in her mouth. I call it grudge goo because it's like there's just no other reason the black eyes. It looks so good. We've seen Mandos with unbelievable armor. Lots of Visions cosplay, as I mentioned earlier. Um, brilliant, brilliant beadwork with like Padme costumes and even like merging traditional Japanese culture outfits with Padme's costumes. Brilliant. Jeff says that was Saturday, Mark.
Saturday. Yep.
Yeah.
Keeping track of everyone's photos has been a thing. This
Yeah.
was from the final dinner in Japan before everyone headed off. So this was
Yay.
the Sunday night family dinner, which this is what it's all about. You know, obviously people are there to meet celebrities, get autographs, go to panels, get the news. We got the news right here. But like,
Yeah.
this is what it's all about. It's why I'm a part of this group. I tell people all the time, you know, as someone who was a licensee since 2015, I've worked with other groups. I do interviews all the time. I did a podcast earlier this week. Before this
Nice.
whole mess like picked up, I was on the Sith cast, just talking about De Nuevo Novo. I do that all the time. I'm a frequent podcast guest because I enjoy it. But this was the first network that I decided to like join and be a part of like the build. You know,
Right.
like it's the kind of thing where I want to be here because of the people. And I love all the people in this picture and on screen with us, and
Right.
just everyone in the chat. And you know, this is why we do this.
Yeah.
For anyone who hasn't seen our new website, and maybe you haven't because you're on the Facebook page and you're like, why do I need to see the website? Go to the website. We have like a mission statement, and we have profiles on all the mods. We're actually getting up the profiles of all of the hosts probably by next week. We've got a list of all of our shows, along with links out to all of our YouTube playlists. So if there's any, like you're tuning in tonight watching us, Kat hosts another show on the network called The Unifying Force.
Yes.
Ashley hosts Daughters of the Galaxy and Clone Wars Revisited with me. Skip, who's in the chat, hosts
Ski.
on Clone Wars with us. And Jeff is on the Thursday Night Watch Along. Bryce hosts the Jedi Archives. There's a lot of content on the network, and you can learn all about it on the website. And there's even a new section where you can hire us for events, because we are eventing. Let me tell you, it is a busy year when it comes to events and everything.
Oh,
So
for sure.
yeah. But more like this is coming, like this stuff right here, just everyone getting together and seeing each other in real life. We're trying to do more of that. Is our Kathy is on top of it, and we as a group are making that a main priority for the rest of this year, going into 26 and leading up to 27.
Honestly, like even being outside of the country or being in another city, like having these meetups is so important because a lot of people are going alone and being in a strange place. It kind of gives them
Hmm.
like a sense of normalcy, a sense of community. I mean, look at all these people. Like, how
Yeah,
often do we get to see each other yearly? So events like this are huge. It's
it's
more
fantastic.
than just the internet. It's everybody. So
We have an events page on the website that obviously the Not So Virtual Cantina event had all the details up there, as well as when the family portrait was, and all these other things. The next thing I think chronologically that's like a physical meetup, a big scale one anyway, is probably San Diego Comic-Con. But there are other conventions happening throughout the country that we will have presence at, and we'll be announcing those soon. And then we have a big integration with Rebel Scum Con that we're going to talk about in greater detail over the next couple weeks. I'm going with a bunch of the other guys. I'll be doing all the media coverage, which is very exciting. And they have a great show lined up. And they just announced a few new guests as well. So
yeah,
recently, I don't think during the show, but like they've their guest list is really spectacular. So I'm excited about that. So if you couldn't make it to
yeah,
Celebration, because look, Japan is far and expensive, and I get it. I think Texas is a good alternative for this August. If you're not going to be in Boston doing other conventions, Ashley.
Like me, but yeah, it'll be a good time. And the Tumbo Yiga is going to Boston. Just saying.
Yeah, well, so is Catherine Tate, and I am livid about it. I have never been so angry in my life.
I'm gonna walk by
I,
her table and slowly take pictures. Actually, video. I'll send
I
video
need you to
too.
chloroform the woman and, and
Just
bring her
kidding.
home with you.
Just kidding, you guys.
Yeah, I know. We can't put that. I can't have that out on the internet now. Now they're gonna end up on a list. No, she really is like. I'll never meet her. I just know that now.
Aw.
Like I'm aware. Like the one weekend she's doing a convention that I could possibly make it to is when I'm at a different convention.
Always the way. Hopefully.
Yep. So,
hopefully
Lonnie, I would love to see you in Texas as well. Yeah, I don't know who has confirmed their tickets yet to Rebel Scum Con, but it is going to be an event. It's going to be as big as this, honestly, with the number of people. So Rebel Scum is right outside of Houston, and it'll be August 7th through the 10th, whatever that Friday, Saturday, Sunday is. You will want to be there on Friday.
8th through the 10th. Yep.
Yeah. I'm arriving on Thursday and I'm flying out late Sunday, possibly the equivalent of a red eye. I haven't booked my flights yet. But I also have Licensing Expo coming up in May in Vegas, like a month away. And then I have to be at San Diego Comic-Con. And then I'll be back out to Texas for Rebel Scum Con. But yeah, it's Dallas? No, it's Houston. Am I crazy, Sherry? Rebel Scum Con. It's close to Houston.
He's like, I'm going to double check.
I'm gonna check.
Now.
It's actually it's not in any of those places. It's in like an actual like, you know, where are we? Let's go to info.
Too hot. Tatooine.
It's at the Frisco Conference Center in Frisco, Texas.
So neither of those places.
Yeah.
But I think it's close enough to like just outside of Dallas. But if you are in the area,
it says it's Dallas.
Yeah,
Dallas.
So perfect. So if you
Dallas,
are in the
Frisco.
area, get to the Galactic Gallery. It's the only gallery in the world that has original Drew Struzan pieces. Definitely check that out. Amazing stuff.
Sherry, you were right. Chantel, I think you were right too. It's Dallas. Whoever said Dallas. Yeah. Sherry said it twice. She's not fooling around. These are separate comments.
She's like, hello.
Yeah, I'm not gonna mess with Sherry.
She will fix you.
Oh good. So Lonnie's gonna be there too. Great. I'm so excited. It is gonna be such a blast. We have surprises in store. But before we get to Rebel Scum Con, which is, 4 months, less than 4 months away, it'll be 3 months away by the time May the 4th rolls around. We do have some long-term planning to talk about. They did reveal the 50th anniversary logo for Star Wars. Is that beautiful gold? Do you remember the 40th one with the silver?
Yes. And I had a sparkly red shirt, so
I wore my 40th earlier in the week with the black and red. Yeah.
But yeah, it was black and red too. But yeah, that is gorgeous. It's the golden anniversary for Star Wars. As you can see at Celebration, Anthony Daniels was still rocking that gold blazer. And he's really excited to be celebrating the 50th anniversary of Star Wars.
Did you see when Anthony Carboni wrapped him in plastic?
Oh my gosh, I know.
My husband and I were at home going, keep going.
Up over the table. Up over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm usually very positive, and we were feeling really good about him being wrapped in plastic.
Yeah, just protect that man
yeah.
so he comes to the 50th anniversary party, please.
Oh, yeah. I thought you meant never mind.
No, I'm with you. Kat and I are on the same wavelength, and it's not the same wavelength as Ashley.
No.
No, I meant like I was watching the Sidekick panel yesterday because they were streaming that. And, Anthony kept talking, and my friend Steve and I are watching, like, is he going to let anybody else talk? It's like, I was like, where's Anthony? Wrap him up. So I want to hear Alan tell a story, or I want to hear Ahmed tell stories.
He loves to talk. He loves to talk.
He gets attention from one location once a year, sometimes.
Or whatever con is having him.
I'm surprised they didn't pick
Lonnie, tell me about Carboni.
Yeah, what's wrong with Anthony?
I love Anthony.
What isn't wrong with Anthony? His hosting is, oh my god.
No, Anthony Carboni. That's what we're talking about.
I'm I'm actually legitimately a fan because I did get to work with him and he's fun. He
He's
delivers
so
the
much fun.
energy. I miss Andy though. I miss her
Yeah.
so much. And Andy Gutierrez was, I mean, aside from the fact that she hosted Rebels Recon, which
And
was like my
D
favorite thing.
Goots, man. D
Yeah, D
Goots.
Goots. She was just fantastic. I mean, they were both great. And I am yeah. Uh, I, Look, we will have an offline conversation about other topics, but yeah, there are a few people who like, uh, I feel like ruin it for everyone else, and he's one of them.
Oh yeah.
Not Carboni,
Not Carboni.
not
Um,
Carboni, just to be clear.
I could, maybe they find another host next time.
but the video that,
Yeah,
that
oh,
he posted of him
is-
finally giving Pedro his Mandalorian minifig was
Yes,
amazing.
that was cute. And then
Pedro's
Pedro
like,
tried to steal
finally.
something else. I can't remember what it was.
Oh, oh.
It was aside from Dave's hat.
Oh, Dave's hat.
Yeah, he's a thief. Oh, he was at Sinners tonight. He posted on his I guess his Instagram that he went to go see Sinners, which is the
Oh.
new Ryan Coogler movie.
excellent movie.
I've heard
Yeah,
nothing but
I want to
great
see it.
It's,
things.
it's his best movie by far
Really,
Wow.
so far.
he's
Yeah.
done he's 4 for 4. I guess this would make it
Yeah.
5 for 5. Like, there's nothing he's done that I don't like.
Right.
Eh,
He's so
yeah, I
good.
think 4 or 5. Yeah. I could have done without the second Black Panther, but I like his other 4. They're great.
Yeah. I am very excited to go see this movie, and I don't want
No,
to
it's
give any
great.
spoilers away, but it is a horror movie of some type, so it might not apparently seem that way going in or through most of the movie, is what I'm hearing based on the reviews. But like the reviews are stellar, and
Mhm.
his deal is really interesting. Like he's able to reclaim ownership of the movie after 25 years, which is like unheard of. So the
Yeah.
studio, like other studios, are like, "What the hell?" And then apparently he's getting his commission based on the first dollar, not after the studio recoups their money.
Yeah.
So it's based on gross, I guess, instead of profit, which
Yeah.
is lovely,
Nice.
which is
Love
smart.
that.
Like you can't trust these Hollywood accountants because it's all garbage.
And
So
especially because it's so original
mhm,
and so well done. And I love that they got Ludwig Göransson, composer of The Mandalorian, Black Panther. He's worked with Childish Gambino, Donald Glover.
mhm.
So
He's
he's back
great, that guy.
so good, and he's back working with Ryan for this movie, and it's very musical. Buddy Guy, legendary blues guitarist, is in this movie, so that gives you an idea of how big this is. Um, I'm excited. I want to see it.
Yeah, it's on my list for next week.
Yeah.
Obviously, I didn't, other than going to my sister's for like a little early Easter situation yesterday, I've done nothing but Star Wars, Twitter, YouTube, the Facebook page. I have 25 tabs open on this screen,
You went
building
to
the PowerPoint.
Celebration.
I really did. I was the armchair warrior. And I can't remember anything though. That's the other
Yeah,
problem,
Lovey.
is like so much information comes in that like how many times have I had to look over here and be like, what's the thing they announced? Who's in that thing again? When is it coming out? And it wasn't even like there were that many announcements this year. The Ryan Gosling announcement, the Sean Levy movie, is like the big one. Everything else was just like incremental information about things we largely knew. So I think in some cases it's like, oh, we didn't really know that much, but we've also been telling Lucasfilm to stop announcing stuff they're not going to follow through with,
Right.
and to tell us when things are cooked, as opposed to you're buying the ingredients. Like it's a very
Right.
different thing to say the cake is in the oven versus I bought some eggs. And they kept
Yeah.
telling us about going shopping, right? Like that's the difference. And so now it's like,
Yeah.
oh, there's a cake in the oven and it's coming in a year.
Yeah. It's a really, really slow cake, but the ingredients are there and it's happening.
Yeah.
So
And you know what? I think
love it.
Sean, for better or worse, Sean Levy and Ryan Gosling will bring in an incremental audience. They'll appeal to the masses, and that's kind of what the brand needs right now, a real shot in the arm. The
Yeah.
hardcore Star Wars fans will go see it anyway, and they'll complain about it anyway, the way they always do. So you may as well just try something different that's going to hit a broad audience.
Right. And I really loved Free Guy. I really loved Wolverine
Yeah.
and Deadpool. I think Sean's going to do great. So
And
I'm really
Ryan
excited.
Gosling's movie about the stunt work, Fall Guy.
Oh, Fall
Okay.
Guy.
That's good.
Loved him in that. Although it is funny to think that like he's a stunt guy because Aaron Taylor Johnson is the main guy, and I was like, you're both so equally hot. Like this is stupid. Like it doesn't make any kind of sense. But Aaron Taylor Johnson was great in that movie too. He's had an up and down year, let me tell you. Can't catch a break, that man. But like, hopefully he'll bounce back. He'll be fine.
He'll be
Yeah.
good.
All right. So that was the big
you mean
news
Craven.
about. Yeah, Craven. Yeah,
I was
exactly.
like,
Yeah.
what are you talking about? Like, oh yeah, well, Nosferatu and Craven. Okay.
Nosferatu was great. Yeah,
That
and
was
then
great,
Craven.
yeah.
So Craven, it was like that movie, which was like not really a hit, and then Craven, and then Nosferatu, and so hopefully Nosferatu though like brings them on an upswing. But I feel like Craven
yeah.
was just like such a hit to your political capital. It's like, oh man, like that
Ugh.
sucks.
Ugh.
But all right, Los Angeles. Like, what are your first thoughts?
I need to do my research. I need to save, and I need to get my concepts together for the art show because I just want to hit the ground running. I don't want to slack at all when it comes to this. Like, I'm really, really excited for this. And I think getting tickets might be a little tricky, but we're gonna try. But overall, I think having it with where the Lucas Museum is just after it opens is a very good call as well.
Yeah. You're gonna have to be on top of it whenever they do start selling tickets. Well, they usually wait till what, a year out?
Yeah.
It's usually a year, which is a long time in advance to commit to. And I do think that, Ashley, you and I were talking about this before we went on air, that the VIP Jedi, the really expensive versions of the tickets, those people who did that for Japan, I think have essentially like first rights refusal to like buy tickets of the same type
Right.
for
They did that in
Los
Europe.
Angeles,
Yeah.
right? And so they can pass, and then those tickets become available. But if everyone buys them again, it's kind of like season tickets to a sports team, right? Like if you have season tickets to the Mets or the Jets, like you get the first stab at it, and then in the case of football, like people die with those tickets, right? Like I do think it's going to be really challenging to get the expensive, like all-inclusive tickets for Celebration, and I think if any celebration has a chance of actually selling out like early, I think it's this one. It's the 50th anniversary, and it's based in America, and it's close enough to a Disney park that people are going to like block it in for like a big weekend kind of thing, or a long week or something. It is expensive, JB, is the one thing, and I think that's where people are going to save for this.
That's where I'm starting. That's why I'm starting now, and it's I'm in Massachusetts. Mark's in New York. We totally get it.
It's a flight. It's a long, expensive flight.
Yes.
Even for Kat, if you're flying from the top of California to LA, like the round trip on that is still easily $300 to $400 on a flight. Mine will be closer to $500, $600.
I think
and then
probably around 175.
Okay, that's
I'm
doable
about
at least.
I'm about a little over halfway up the state.
Now I remember when I bought my flight from Sandusky, from Cleveland, Ohio to Anaheim, the airport just outside of Anaheim, and it was like $1,200 round trip. So that was like halfway across the country. So I'm kind of like worried
I got a round trip for Sacramento to Chicago for that con for like $500, but it had connecting. It had a stop in Seattle, and then I had to get on a different flight in Detroit to get there, and then they had a layover in Minneapolis on the way back. That wasn't bad, but
I will walk at that point.
Yeah. It's great not to have any layovers, but at the same time, you cannot trust layovers. You cannot trust planes. So I wanted to make it as easy as possible.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Oh my
I will
gosh.
say, I think hotels are going to be better than San Diego for sure, Lonnie.
Yeah, because San Diego Comic-Con actually put the hotels on notice last year, saying, we're going to leave.
Really?
Yeah, they said, we're going to leave if you keep doing this, because the problem was people were having to shell out so much for hotels, they weren't spending as much money at the con. And the con organizers were upset about that, and they knew it was because of all the ridiculous price gouging that goes on there, and so they put them on notice about it. So we'll see if that changes this year or not.
Yeah.
Here's one of the benefits in being in a group like ours. With now, when I tell you we're on the cusp of 82,000, we're at 81.9 people. I'm tempted to just round up to place the graphic, but we're going to wait. We're going to wait till it's official. There are 81,000 other people. Obviously, we don't know everyone, but we know the people that we know from this, and we can definitely share rooms. We
Yeah.
can coordinate our travel. We can figure out how to get into each other's photo ops. We do this at Rhode Island Comic Con all the time. We do this at
Yeah.
San Diego. If you are interested in being part of a money saving experience, one, there's the O by One self group where you can find like a buddy. And then there are other people in the group that I think would be very open to sharing rooms and stuff. For example, when I went on the family vacation, I stayed at Mike's house, and I wouldn't ask to do that for this trip. But like, people were very generous with their time and their accommodations, and we can share Ubers and figure out like how to afford to spend our money in the show, so that we're not pouring money into the hotels and everything else. And we should start a plan for that. I think like as part of the network, I want to start planning for this. And same thing for the family vacation eventually and whatever else. Like, what can we do for money saving tips, and who's interested in that, and form like a subgroup and figure
Yeah.
out like who'd be interested in either sharing rooms or maybe pulling in Uber pools or any of those types of things that would be beneficial. Yeah, $600 is not cheap for a flight, Sherry.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Gosh.
I'm trying to go to Las Vegas for work, and it's like a stupid. I have to fly back to Baltimore because I'm going somewhere, and like that messes up everything. And like, let me tell you, like the prices just explode.
Yeah,
Like
my buddy,
it's messy.
my friend likes to travel like that, but he does Expedia, and I'm like, the problem with that is they can change your stuff because he got a round trip to Tokyo for $400 out of Sacramento coming up in October. Problem is, Expedia, they change your flights and stuff all the time, and I'm like, that I can't risk that, especially for
Yeah.
something like Celebration. You don't want to, miss out because sorry, we had to
Yeah.
bump you off your flight.
Oh, we're
Exactly.
bumping you off. You're gonna go next week. What?
Yeah, next exactly.
No.
Yeah, that's a
Absolutely not.
disaster.
I am surprised though that they picked April 1st through 4th instead of Memorial Day weekend, which would be right around May 25th for the.
No, but honestly, I'm glad because they knew it was Memorial Day weekend and everything would be jacked up during that time. And it
Did
was
they do that with Anaheim?
they did, and everything was really, really pricey.
Hmm.
A lot of things were blacked out at Disneyland because of the holiday. It was a little bit chaotic for things, but yeah, I think that's a really good idea, and it's in April, so it's celebrating the
It'll
anniversary.
give you runway.
Yeah,
Runway to May. So far enough from May the 4th before the movie comes out.
yeah.
I like that.
We can see trailers, we can see announcements in advance, things that will probably be coming out from May the 4th, either in the parks or anything else for that month. I think it's a really, really cool idea. And it's not during a holiday. I will take that.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. Look, it's a ways away, but we will definitely get to it. And for more recent stuff that's coming up on the network, obviously Andor starts on Tuesday. Oh my God, we're 2 days away. Are you guys ready for Andor?
So ready. Oh my God. Perry Nemiroff, I love her. She's a critic from Collider, knowledgeable, loves her stuff. She is a big Star Wars fan. She watched the first 12 episodes, actually all of the 12 episodes of Andor season 2, and she gave it such a glowing review. Everything I've read, that no spoilers, obviously, were given, and I don't know anything, but they were so happy with how this season went and how the performances were. It gives me so much hope, and I'm so excited. Not ready.
I've seen a few Star Wars fans. I'm trying to find the thing over here. Star Wars Explained said that when they got their screeners, they didn't realize they were getting all 12 episodes.
Oh wow.
And so people have seen the entire series, and the Twitter account from Star Wars started retweeting the positive reviews. So yeah, 2 days out. Yeah, 2 days.
2 days out.
2 days.
2 days out.
Oh, the one-way out photos. I didn't realize in a bunch of them that like people had like floaties on, and one guy had like a giant rubber ducky inflatable
saw
around
that.
him. I was like, oh, that's awesome. So
I was
love that.
showing Alan because we had just watched that episode, and
Yeah. Oh, it's heartbreaking.
it was so heartbreaking. And I was like, man, if only Kino had the floaties. What the
Yeah,
heck?
we're ready.
I still need to
Yes.
binge season. I still need to watch season 1 again before I start.
Yes.
It was like, yeah,
Girl,
I
you
could
got
cheat
one
and do-
day. You
It's
got
like
one
I could.
day.
It's like I could cheat and do the recap on Disney Plus that they put, like the 15-minute
Yeah.
recap. But it's like I don't remember enough of the details of it that it would almost be like watching it again, almost for the first time. So I want to watch it again and enjoy it. So I'll have to
Yeah.
binge it.
You
Yeah.
don't have to leave the house tomorrow, do you, Kat? Because you could totally get it done if you started at like 8 a.m. You'd have it all
Yeah.
set by
Yeah,
8
I won't
p.m.
have to worry about the internet issues because I got it here on the physical.
Yes, there
Oh,
you
done and
go.
done.
Oh, that's so
Yeah,
cool. Is
even
that
if
the
you have till
steelbook?
Tuesday, you could
Yeah,
split
that's
it
the
up.
4K steelbook
Yeah.
one.
Ooh, that's a pretty
Nice.
one. I
That's a
love
nice
that.
one.
Well, for
Yes.
anyone who is looking for conversation, obviously we've got the happy hour on Tuesday. So we will figure out if we're going to do happy hour before and after. We usually start happy hour at 7 p.m. Eastern. The show starts at 9 p.m. Eastern. And then it goes for 3 episodes, which is
3
going to be close to
hours.
3 hours.
Yeah.
I don't know if we haven't decided yet if we're going to keep the happy hour rolling. I feel like we might not, but either way, we will have 2 watch-alongs throughout the week. So join us on Thursdays for the first 2 episodes of the three, because remember, every week it's 4 straight weeks, 3 episodes a week. The first 2 episodes will be watched on Thursday with the boys. So Jeff, Dave, and Spencer, and then on Friday it's me and Sarah, and I think Ashley, you're gonna pop in every now and then,
Yeah.
if you're around. So Sarah and I are holding it down, and then Ashley, if she's able to do it. I know you've started your new job, so your work schedule is up
Yeah.
in the air
Well, the
still.
latest
So
I'm out
yeah,
is 8 o'clock on Fridays, but yeah, I'll do
great.
my best to get in here.
Yeah,
So
look, there's no rush. It's going to be relaxed. We're going to do the 3rd episode,
yay.
and then we will do some wraparound discussion. And so that'll be really, really fun. Although weirdly, this week Spencer and I have to switch because I'll be at Chiller on Friday. So Spencer's doing Friday, I'm doing Thursday. But otherwise, on a regular week, it'll be the standard trio on Thursdays, and then me and the girls on Friday. So
Yes.
it'll be a blast. And then also coming up on the
Cool.
network in just over a week to celebrate May the 4th, we've got Tales of the Underworld. We will be doing an incremental watch-along show for this. We'll be announcing that very soon. But so excited to see Asajj and Cad Bane back in
Yes.
action. Are you guys ready? Like,
I'm so
for this.
ready. I want to see our girl Asajj get some love, and like she's got a Padawan. Like that's crazy.
Mhm.
Yeah, I want him to work Dark Disciple back into it at some point.
Mhm.
Like do a new version of that to satisfy that character's arc.
Please.
That would be great.
Yes.
I had a suspicion that in the mall show he might run into her, and there might be some Asajj. Because like whenever there's any new stream of animation, I was like, oh, could she be in there? Would we see Dark Disciple? Like, I'd love to see
Yes.
it. I feel like it's
Yes.
possible.
They
And I'm
know.
still waiting on their Good, the Bad, and the Ugly riff that they teased in the art book for the Clone Wars Season 2 DVD. Except they changed it from Good, the Bad, and the Ugly to Good, the Bad, and the Beautiful for Anakin, Cad Bane, and Ahsoka.
Oh.
And they had all that artwork there where they had the ponchos and everything to make it look just like that movie. And I'm like, yes, do like it'd be like an hour and a half, 2-hour movie, or hell, 3-hour epic, Good, the Bad,
Oh,
the Beautiful.
yeah.
Straight clone with Cad Bane. And it's like, bring it. And
Yeah,
they
let's
would-
keep doing it. Yeah, I love that.
Yes.
So who's telling you this Dark Disciple, Lonnie? Who's your inside? Yeah, and I
Who's your
would like to see
birdie?
coordination with Maul. Yeah, I want to know because every now and then I'll learn something, and it's mostly usually not true, but sometimes I'll hear something and I'll be like, I wonder if anyone else knows.
Hmm.
But yeah, that was everything from the final day of celebration. Again, tomorrow we're back for just one more day where we are going to wrap up everything from the Ryan Gosling movie to the Mandalorian movie. To all the other television that's coming, like Ahsoka. We're going to talk some of our theories. We're going to talk more in depth about Ahsoka season 2, and then
Chopper.
Celebration 27.
Yes.
Yeah, who does Chopper shooting at? I'm telling you, it's Senator Giono.
It's calling
yeah.
it now, kids.
That sounds like a fun show there.
Yeah, right. So it'll be a really good one. Actually, if you're around tomorrow, Kat, I know you're going to be binging Andor, but like we have an open slot on Monday. Right now, I think it's going to be
Sure.
me and Ashley, and then possibly Jeff, if he is back and not jet lagged. So we're going to do sort of a full recap. So in the meantime, everyone be sure to check out our TeePublic store. We do have some new designs up there,
Yes.
and then be on the lookout for more news coming on all of the other content coming up on the network. We're back to our regular schedule kind of week of programming, like starting this week. Like after the recap of Celebration tomorrow, we've got the Nerf Herders on Wednesday. They'll be reacting immediately to Andor. The Thursday night watch along, as I've already mentioned, we'll be doing the first 2 episodes. The Friday night watch along, we'll be doing the 3rd episode and full recap. and then the Unifying Force is back this upcoming Sunday. Do you guys know what your topic is yet? I know you were floating around a couple of ideas in the chat.
We are probably going to do a pre-record because the only time Gio could get tickets for Revenge of the Sith is during our record time because, of course, he's in London. And so I'm like, dude, you have to go see Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Dave,
Yeah.
So the three of us are going to pick a weeknight, one of these upcoming weeknights to record. And we'll probably just talk about celebrate. We'll be Dave talking and Gio and I just listening and probably about the trip, and hopefully you'll have some pictures. And
that's so cool.
Make a PowerPoint. I've made more slides in the past week than I have for work in the past year. Like it's
I believe it. Oh my gosh. But hopefully, I haven't talked to him about his Diego experience, but hopefully he'll have a positive one to go over with you guys.
Oh my God, I was so jealous when because I didn't know Mads Mikkelsen was there. When I saw him come out on stage last night, and he mentioned that he was busy the last few days, I'm like, oh, he must have been in the. And I was like, because he didn't come to Anaheim a couple years. I mean, granted, I missed out on that one the last second, but it's like and he didn't go to Chicago 6 years ago, so it's like. But I know him and Lars went to London, and I was bitter that I missed that one too. Because I was so close to being there.
They're both in London. I was so kicking myself for that one. I was just like, no, do a con here, you crazies. Let's go.
So
Sherry says we hit it.
Girl, we are coordinated. I will say I lament the fact that the chopper graphics stayed up for such a short period of time because it is all droids in this run that Jacob did for us. Kat, who's on your guest list that you need to see?
Oh, like for people?
Yeah.
Well, John Knoll, which apparently I didn't know he signed, but Skip posted a picture of him, of John having signed a picture of himself on a behind the scenes thing. So I guess he must have signed somewhere. So that would be great if he did it. Mads Mikkelsen, absolutely. Diego Luna. I did buy the one for Giancarlo in Anaheim, and I couldn't get it refunded because I found out I wasn't able to go on that trip like 3 days past the refund deadline. So I missed out on that, but those are like towards the top.
Gotcha.
And John Knoll. Yeah.
I still think that Thrawn, like Lars Mikkelsen, is probably Lars and Genevieve for me, because I need them to sign multiple things. Like Genevieve's got to get on my Rogue One poster.
Yeah.
She's got to get on my Rebels poster, most importantly. Lars has to go on my Rebels poster. And then Lars has to go on. I'd have to start an Ahsoka piece for him. Oh, WrestleMania, girl. I am so behind on WrestleMania because I don't do WWE anymore, but I do keep up with a little bit of professional wrestling, and there's been a lot of course, it's WrestleMania weekend, so there's again all wraparound content. So I'm watching all of the non-WWE stuff. But Bryce, enjoy, have a great time. I did see a note about like the women's triple threat was like incredible. Apparently, like Io Sky fought Rhea Ripley and someone else and just like crushed it.
Regarding tomorrow, Jeff says he'll still be here at APA tomorrow.
Oh, all right. Well, if you're Jeff, do not worry about us. Kat, did you want to come back tomorrow?
Yeah, why not? That sounds like it's fun. You're gonna do a whole celebration recap. That sounds fun.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to compile like one set of PowerPoint slides from everything, and we'll just not a lot of slides, but like more of us talking through. And Bryce, if you want to join us too, you could be our fourth. Up to you.
That's up to you.
Invitation, not an obligation, as I always say. And at some point, we're going to get Lonnie on camera, too. That is my goal for this year, is we're going to have, because we had Sherry host. Sarah's now a permanent host.
I was obligated to be here because Dave voluntold me to do it. I found out about that after a meeting, and Dave's like, oh, Kat, you're going to be doing that. Like, what do you mean? He's like, well, I volunteered you.
Your tribute now. Let's go.
And then Lonnie chimed in, and Lonnie's like, Kat, you've been voluntold.
Great line. Yep. Oh, Sherry's supposed to be on tomorrow. That's right. Bryce, you're not invited. So you're right, it's Sherry. Sherry, I keep losing track of the schedule. I'm telling you, you're the only one who knows what's going on the whole network. So it's like Sherry, and I'm just like,
and you just got here, Sherry. You just got here. This is how bad it is.
Yeah.
She's taking over my role on the on the Cantina thing on Tuesday. I used to be the one who signs in early and stays till like super late. Now it's Sherry.
Sherry's single-handedly holding the whole network apart, whole network together. It would fall apart without you, Sherry. And JB, thank you again for joining us as well. I really appreciate that. Like Sarah has really risen to the occasion. She is doing a great job on Daughters, and when she told me that you wanted to be on air with us, I was like, yes, bring in JB. So now we have JB as one of our rotating hosts. So they are going to be reappearing on Clone Wars with us later in the season. I already have some requested episodes that they're going to co-host with us. Yeah,
I'm excited for that.
So with that in mind, Clone Wars, when we actually come back, so not tomorrow, but the following Monday, we're into season 2. And so we'll be back on Clone Wars Revisited.
Yes.
And then there's new programming coming later in the year as we continue to evolve everything. But there's so much happening on the network right now. It's crazy. It's such an exciting time. And I think everyone coming back from Celebration feels like energized about all things Star Wars, you know?
Right. I mean, a lot happened, but it's not overwhelming, and it makes you feel hopeful. Like it's progress. So I'm ready. I'm ready to see where this next year and a half, 2 years go.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys for joining us. Thank you to
Yeah.
everyone in the chat. Thank you to everyone who has tuned in each night. We will see you for our final night tomorrow night with me, Ashley, Kat, and Sherry. So that's our crew for Monday night full celebration recap. Sherry can talk about moderating and all the other behind the scenes stuff. That'll be great. So it'll be we'll be able to
82,000 of you in this group. It blows my mind.
Yeah, it's really amazing. So very proud to be a part of the network. Thanks everyone for joining in. Anything before we go, guys?
That's it. We'll see you tomorrow night.
All right. Good night, guys. As always, may the force be with you.
Always.